Hey guys, how's it going? Johnny Gordava here. Sorry that I haven't posted for the past 2 days. Friday nights, I'm really busy right after work because I volunteer at the Equality Center. And then yesterday was Pride, and I decided to go ahead and volunteer that night too. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. We had about over 10,000 people show up, if not more. I don't know the exact count yet. I'm sure I'll learn that probably later this week from my program coordinator at the Equality Center. So yeah, it was really crazy and busy. We had a great time. We have a parade, of course, and we just basically shut off the street where the Equality Center is, have vendors set up. We have a huge stage set up where performers get to play. We had Big Bad Gina. I guess that's how you say it. It's spelled Gina, G-E-I-N-A, but I guess you say it Big Bad Gina. I thought it was pretty funny. Lesbian band, of course. And so it was pretty crazy and pretty exciting. So yeah, it was just this huge celebration, you know, one night out of the year where we get to say we're here and we're not going away. And where we can just kind of let everything go. We don't have to put on a facade. We can just be ourselves. And I think that's the essence of Pride. On Chaseable, you know, I've had huge discussions with people about Pride, about the gay community, and how, you know, a lot of people seem to say that's no longer needed. You know, in today's society, they are so accepting, and, you know, now we just need to assimilate. We're just a part of society, and we are. And when we have stuff like Pride, and we have stuff like, you know, gay bars and gay movies and things like that, it's to help further support the cause of we are human. We are a part of society. This is not a choice. This is not, you know, we don't get to decide who we fall in love with. We just fall in love with who we do. And for us, that's the same sex or both sexes, or, you know, however that goes. And, you know, when, like in my country, the U.S., you know, when they can still fire me for being gay, when they can still deny me my, you know, equal right to marry, when they can tell me that I can't sit next to my partner as they die, and so on and so forth. You know, I don't get the benefits when they die. You know, granted, yes, 20 years ago and where we are now, totally two different things, and we are much further along than we were. But to say we no longer need Pride, that is just an ignorant thing to say. And it's an ignorant thing to say, because that means you have no idea what it's like to be a gay person in today's society. It means either you live in a really extremely positive, wonderful, accepting place of being gay, or you have really great friends and live in a great town that has not given you much opposition. Whereas I grew up in a town where I was literally physically abused, sexually harassed, constantly broken down to the point where I had to quit school. You know, that was 2003? Yeah, 2003. And I ended up going to Job Corps, where thankfully I did have support. I found friends that were perfectly fine with it. I found a lot of bisexual gay people there. You know, people that just kind of got over it, and I was able to bloom. But that was because of the environment that I was in. People for, like, my niece, who, you know, she grows up in a small town of I don't even know how many people, but hundreds, if, you know, definitely not in the thousands. And she lives in this small town. It's a farming community, and, you know, it's just horrible. And yesterday she told me, after going to Pride with me, that she felt like she didn't have to hide who she was. that for once she could just be who she wanted to be. And she was around all these people who accepted her and loved her and, you know, and everything. And I think that's the beauty of it. And that's why we still need Pride, because this is a girl who's after my generation. I'm Generation Y, you know, the lost generation, and she's the one after me. You know, so a lot of people say, oh, Generation Y, we're so accepting, we're, you know, da-da-da-da-da. But yet, my niece, who's in the next generation right after me, as, you know, my generation is paving the way, is still feeling like she's an outsider. And that, you know, she's not accepted in her community. So, yeah, when you say that we don't need Pride, that is an ignorant thing to say. You know, and we'll get into some other stuff that is brought up also in those discussions. And, you know, I understand. I get what you're saying, that, you know, you hate when people bash you because they group you with somebody who decides to parade down the street in barely anything. And I'm sorry that that person, you know, is saying you're just as despicable, you know, because they, in their eyes, that person is so wrong, you know, and that you're getting judged for it. Sucky situation. Don't blame the gay guy that was parading down the street. Blame the person who can't even open their mind and is basically comparing you to that person. That's called homophobia and ignorance. So not you hating you know, hating being grouped with that person, but the judgment that you received from that person. So that's my thoughts on the subject. Please feel free to comment and let me know what you guys think, obviously. Subscribe, like, all that jazz. So I will see you later. Alright, bye.